Good afternoon. I'm Dani Nicole, and I'm the host of Book Talk Author Visibility Podcast. And we are here in South Carolina's Book Lovers Expo. And so we have Robert J. Lewis, or Robbie Lewis, who's going to talk to us. So tell us about your book and where you're from.
I'm from Charleston, South Carolina. I was the only member of my family born there. My family was actually from Spain. Hence, the second book that I wrote, Shadow Guardian and the Three Bears, which follows a Latinx LGBTQ2S plus group of superheroes, as they say, Morgan City, from the Three Bears.
Oh,
All
wow.
of those, all the
Interesting.
books in those series come with an authentic Spanish recipe that I grew up eating. So you have
Okay.
puchero, tortilla española, flan, croquetas. The next book is going to have mantecados.
Oh, awesome. You're making me hungry just talking
Yeah.
about
And then we have the first book that I got published, which is Someone to Love, which is
Okay.
my spicy series. So it
Okay.
follows adult film stars as they navigate love, deal with kidnappings, murders, and everything like that
Wow.
while making content. All those stories, the spicy scenes in there are scenes that I actually wrote for studios like Icon Mail, Noir Mail, and Lux Studios that I didn't sell, and I put them into the book, and that way you have a little touch of what it's like to
Yes.
be in the adult film industry.
Okay. And so what inspired you to write the first book?
So the first book, Someone to Love, I challenged myself. I wanted to write incest that wasn't incest.
Okay.
So how do you do that? You
How
write
you
about
do
a
that?
studio.
Okay. Yeah, that's gonna be back how you do that. Okay.
And so I ended up following the entire series, different kind of aspects of different studios. So you have some that are modeled after some of the bigger studios, some of the smaller studios, some of the ones that have died and burned within minutes. And so that's where that one came from. The Shadow Guardian series was funny because I actually wrote it as a short story, as a spicy story. But what happened was they were closing the center I was working at. We were all being moved to work from home, and somebody asked me what I was going to be doing. I was like, I'm going to write. And she goes, What are you going to write? I was like, Well, I have this Latinx superhero, and I'm going to turn him into a book. And lo and behold,
Wow.
we
Yeah.
have Shadow Guardian.
That's interesting. Wow. So what's the genre? Are they fiction? Are they what is your genre of the books?
So they're all fiction.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, so nothing is real. I did not write about the ladybugs
Okay.
in book two.
Okay.
We will not mention the his may he rest where he's resting, senator's passing,
Okay. Okay.
telling his teeth
Yes.
in book two.
Okay. Okay. And so, what can readers take away from reading each book? So,
So in the Shadow Guardian series, you're gonna laugh.
okay.
It's really gonna laugh because it's designed to make you laugh. You're gonna get a little bit more idea about who I am and how I grew up because I grew up a little bit different because I'm I don't look it, but I'm old.
He's not. You don't look old. You
I,
don't.
I know useful boyfriend keeps me young.
Yeah. Okay.
But you're gonna get an idea how I grew up. So a lot of the characters are Latinx, but you really don't get where they're from culturally, and that's kind of how I grew up because I didn't have a culture until later on in life
Okay.
because I was
Okay.
really whitewashed.
Okay.
But two of the characters in there are actually from where I'm from, in Spain, and through them I explored my culture.
Okay. Awesome.
And
Awesome.
then
Someone
with
to
the
love.
Someone to Love, that series, you're gonna see how creative I can be.
Okay. Awesome.
We're gonna just say it like that.
Okay. You can leave it. You can leave it there. So tell us. So tell the listeners where they can follow you, find you on social media, website.
Well, you can follow me on my website at robert-j-lewis.com. The dashes are necessary because it goes to a different person if you don't put them in there. If you sign up for my newsletter, I do send out art copies of my books whenever they come available. So you could get a free read just by signing up.
Yes.
I'm author Robert J. Lewis on TikTok and Instagram. X is Robbie Lewis 77, Robbie with a Y. That one is not for the faint of heart because that does follow my adult studio life where I do write for studios like Icon Mail, things like that.
Okay.
So I'm reposting some of the stars and things like that. So that's not for the children.
Okay. That's good. You want to make it plain. This is for Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you stopping by the
Thank
podcast
you.
to share your story. I can't wait to see what's next. Look, you're
That's
going
the
to be on.
Mafia series is
Yeah. Oh,
next.
okay. Exciting.
Yes.
Exciting. Can't wait to follow you so I can see what's going on with you. And again, thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate your time.
And thank you for having me.
All right. Have a great day.
You too.